Oh my God. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Wynonna Earp. She does need her own mic. What have you got to say for yourself? Come on over. There you go. Get your little set up. Get that all right. It's amazing. It's so good. There. Now it's official. Welcome, Earpers. Comic-Con. First of all, I want to just thank all you guys for coming and for being so amazing, because you are all amazing. I'm Allison Baker. I'm Director of Production of IDW Entertainment, and Allison Type on Twitter. And so some of you might have seen me talk about the show, or have something to do with the show occasionally. To my left is one of my favorite people in the universe, Tim Rozon. Who, as you know, plays Doc Holliday on some show called Wynonna Earp. Right next to him is Alex Zeron. She is a co-AP and writer on the show. This is their first time at a convention. She hasn't been with us. She was not with us last time. We had Emily with us, but it's really nice to have another writer in the mix. And next to her is Kate Drummond, who plays Lucado. And Kate's awesome too. So I have this trailer. Would you want to see it, maybe? Yeah! It's basically a trailer that's just the show in general. We have a little bit of a reminders of what happened last season, in case some people haven't seen it. And there's a few shots from season 2. But I'll let you guys
So not a lot happens in season 2.
There's a few things happen in season 2, you know, it's like really not much at all.
I just got full body goosebumps watching that thing. Like, so, I haven't seen it yet.
I had a lot of fun cutting it. I don't know, I think I said on Twitter, I was like, how am I gonna cut this down to 60 seconds? And I failed. It's a minute and a half, so. So I kind of wanted to touch on some stuff. We talk about the show a lot, but there's people that work on the show, and there's a lot of people behind the show that make it so fantastic. And I kind of wanted to know a little bit more about them. And I talk to Tim every once in a while. Occasionally we have a conversation, and he has really great stories. And so I kind of wanted to know, how he started in the business. And and why he decided to become an actor, because that's crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna just, before I answer that question, let me just say, if you could be in my shoes right now to see you guys, and I recognize so many of you, and I've seen you all before, and how special it is that I know who you are, and that I've seen you guys before. Like, you know what I mean? It's really special, and it means a lot. And thank you guys so much for coming out here. Thank you so much for supporting our show. And it's my honor to be a part of the show and be here for you guys. So
you didn't answer my question.
I started really young. I'm cliche. I had the bug at like 6. I was in my first play. It was Oliver Twist. I think I played a doorknob. If they wouldn't let me. So I started forever. I'm a theater kid, so at this point I'm pretty much a sellout to do TV. And it's just something I always wanted to do. It was the only thing that I was good at. I wasn't a sports guy. I wasn't, I wasn't good at too many things. And
you went running this morning. Just lying about the sports thing.
It's true, I did run this morning. Because I went to In-N-Out Burger yesterday.
Yeah, but you walked a mile to get there.
Yeah. P.S.
In-N-Out
is not close, as it looks on your Google Maps. There's also no sidewalks where I was, and, but it made the animal style worth it. So yes, I think I answered your question somewhere in there.
And so how, like, I know you're a huge fan of, like, the Wyatt Earp mythology. Like, how crazy awesome is it to play Doc Holliday? For you?
It's crazy. I saw Emily right before I came, and I honestly told her, and I'll tell you guys the same thing because I feel like I could speak to you the same way I speak to Emily. I'm being honest. I'm gonna shut up about how happy and excited I am because I think everybody's gonna think it's just not genuine anymore. You know, when you just hear someone all the time being, it's the best thing ever, it's the best thing ever, you're like, yeah, whatever, there's no way. But it is, like, I'm sorry. Like, honestly, like I said it this morning, like, what part do I want? Darth Vader's long-lost son maybe would be as awesome as this. Maybe I'm Doc Holliday on a comic book show with great actors playing with, like, they just give me gold. The stuff they give us is so, I'm blessed and it's amazing and I'm living the dream. I'm literally like one of those people who is literally living their dream. And the special thing is that I'm aware of it and I can appreciate every moment. And I know one day all of us in this room will look back at these times in our life as a great time. Like being a part of this fandom and being a part of the show when it started and being at the beginning of it. We're all aware of it now because you guys are here, so you are, but I still think we're gonna look back even later and just remember, man, when we were at the con and we had the shirts and like I remember when those shirts just started. Like, you know what I mean? And I think it's something so special and it's I'm really lucky to be a part of it and I'm very thankful.
Awesome. So Alex, how fun is it to write Wynonna Earp? How fun is it to write it? Because that sounds like a really fun job.
Right. I've been working with Ms. Andrews. I think you may have heard of her. Have you all heard of Emily Andrews? I've been working with her for a long time now, about 5 years. I started working with her on Lost Girl, and we just discovered that we have a similar crazy brain. I'd say hers is a little bit crazier and faster. But if anybody's heard her talk, you'll know what I'm talking about. But we just connected, and we love the same things. We love this genre. We think it's important to represent all types of relationships and all types of people. And we wanted to make sure that we sort of continued the Lost Girl, some Lost Girl themes into Wynonna. And so I've been with her from the beginning of this crazy ride, and it's amazing to come up with characters in a vacuum that you fall in love with. We fell in love with Wynonna and Waverly and Doc and Lakato and Dolls and Bobo.
Champ.
And Champ.
Nedley.
I love a whole other panel. But then to see these amazing people breathe life into those characters. I was telling Kate yesterday, I said, when you write a script, you write it alone in a room, in your unicorn underwear and like nothing else. And you just hope to God that that's going to translate to somebody else. And then to see them come, to see these actors breathe life into them, and the script is really just a skeleton. And that's what it even looks like on the page. It looks like a skeleton, and then somebody comes in and they put lungs in and a heart in and blood and skin and consciousness, and it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm going to so cry because we have the most amazing actors playing these roles better than we could have ever imagined. And I'm not bull crapping anybody. 18 years of age, sorry. Under 18. I'm not bull crapping anybody. It's absolutely true. We're so lucky to have these people be playing these characters of ours, and I feel lucky every single time I read through. The last one I may have burped at over the phone.
Thank you. Awesome answer. Who's your favorite character to write?
Oh my God. These two. Right next to me.
Good answer.
Do you know what? It changes every
Does it change?
One of my guidelines for shows that I love is, I'll watch an episode of let's go back to Buffy. What? Yes, right? Oh, hail. Happy birthday. You'll love it.
There's a show called Buffy.
You watch an episode and you go, oh God, Buffy she's like, come on, she's the goddess, she's my character, she's my girl. And then you watch another episode and you go, no, Willow, she's the heart of the show. I love Willow so much. And then the next one you're like, I am such a crazy Xander weirdo. I'm that nerd, I'm Xander. And so it's the same with writing though. I think with every script, sometimes with every scene or storyline, you're like, Doc is winning my heart so hard. I'm crying as I write this. Or Mel, I just know Mel is going to kill the humor in the scene. Or Lucado, oh my God, she's just gonna ice cream the shit out, the crap out of this. I'm so sorry, we swear so much, right? We work with words and we describe everything.
Be aware that many members of your audience
18 years of age.
Thank you very much for participating.
If they're watching Wynonna, they've heard a thing or two. So it changes all the time.
So I wanted to ask Kate. I know Kate has an interesting background as far as how you came to acting too, because you started a little bit later. I kind of just wanted to let everybody know kind of how you started and when you basically read for Wynonna, what that experience was like. 'Cause I don't actually know that story.
Yeah, I was an elementary school teacher for 12 years. I was that kid in elementary school that was in so much trouble all the time, and I basically lived in the principal's office because I had so much. I lived in my head all the time in these storylands and fantasy lands, and I didn't quite fit in ever. And so in my small town, there were no arts programs, so they threw me into sports, and it was like, great, I can focus all my energy on this, and I sort of shut down my artist. And what happened is that happily I went into this profession of teaching, and I worked with, the greatest teachers and artists of all time are the students I taught. I get emotional thinking about it because a lot of them I'm still in contact with. And I feel very honored to be leading by example the notion that anything is possible and it's never too late to follow your dreams. And so basically after, I was teaching, and when I hit 30, yesterday. Who am I kidding? I'm rocking my 40s. When I hit 30, it was, I was sort of, I was in that funk in my life where I felt like I was an autopilot, and I had so much to be thankful for on paper, and I was checking off all the boxes, and I'm sure a lot of you understand what that feels like. Like, I'm doing the right things. Why am I not falling asleep happy? And I realized that my artist was crying and saying, hello, what are you doing? Get into a class, write something, express yourself, and so I ended up taking my first acting class at 30. Theater at night, teaching my kids during the day, and basically it was at 35 that one of my students, I was teaching them about a unit on Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, and I was like, guys, anything is possible. And these are kids that were dealing, I was dealing with kids in crisis, kids who were living in 9 of them in a 2-bedroom apartment and eating food out of the food cupboard in my classroom, and it was heartbreaking and inspiring at the same time. Like, we're so blessed to be able to have a voice and be able to dream and do things and be heard and be different. And one of my kids, I'm giving them this pep talk, right? As I'm about to go into teaching math class, and one of the kids says, "Excuse me, Miss Drummond." "Yes." "What's your dream?" And I said, "Well, besides teaching you, my dream is to be an actress." She says, "Well, then why aren't you doing it?" Literally like a record scratch, right? I was like, "What? Wait, go sit down. Get out of here. Get out of my face, kid." He was like, "Crap." And so I literally didn't expect to, make a long story short, I didn't expect to, I didn't expect to love it and feel so at home as quickly as I did. And so I took a leave from the board and said, I can't teach my kids about sacrifice and chasing dreams if I haven't actually done it. So I need to come back and be able to look them in the eye and say, this is what it takes. This is hard work. When every door slams in your face and everyone says you're too old, you're too this, you're too big, you're too little, you're too this, you're too that. When all of that happens, if you can still plow through and say, I am here to do what I am designed to do, then, that's the thing that we're going for, right? And I wanted to be able to say that to them and with, integrity. And so came to Toronto and then, one thing led to another. And so the Wynonna Earp role was interesting because, sometimes you read a character and it's just, it's like, I know this. I know this ice queen part of me. Because we try to dial up the fun part of ourselves that we kind of hide from the world sometimes. And the audition was awesome, had a blast, and one thing led to another, and then Lakato is who she is today, and season 2 is, don't think about season 2.
There's more, there's so much more.
Anyway.
That's a future motivational speaker, by the way.
I do want to kind of point out. I don't know if you can see it, but we did kind of feature all the stunt work that you did in one of the episodes. I won't tell you which one it is, but I know you worked really, really, really hard to do a lot of that work yourself.
Yeah.
I know that, and really like a lot of the stuff that you guys do a lot of your own stunts, and I know that you want to talk about how that was a challenge and maybe like what that experience was like to kind of work through that routine. Kate, you or anybody?
Well, for me, it's as long if I physically can do it, I want to do it. It's so much. It's the best part of the job. Some days you get to do, kiss somebody, and other days you get thrown through a window. So I'm kind of always down, and I actually take a little bit of pride in the fact that. Especially last year in the fight sequence in episode 8 between Shamir and me, that was all day just fighting the two of us. And I never used a stunt double once. We actually had to use a stunt double for Shamir's character at one point, for Dolls' character at one point. So I was super happy and like, I'm not as alpha as Shamir. Shamir loved those scenes. He's also more talented than me physically. He's also, so the fact that we did this whole day and he had to use a stunt double and I didn't at one point was pretty awesome. So I was really proud of that. But for me, it's part of the job and it's something that I'm excited for. But it's a testament to the crew, and we're super lucky. Our stunt coordinator and his wife, Steve McMichael, and his wife, they're amazing. The stunt doubles we have are beyond talented. I trust them so much. That there's not much that I'm not willing to do, really, because that it's like that game of like, we'll catch you if you fall. They always catch you.
Yeah. Safety first.
Pardon?
Safety first.
Safety first.
So at the same time, it's like, it's funny because this week I actually had to do a lot of stunts because it's the finale. Nothing crazy happens.
Don't think about it.
But,
Someone can rewind.
I've done all kinds of stunts and nothing happened. And then I was doing literally nothing. And I stabbed myself in the rib with my gun.
He's like, Allison, what do I do if my rib is bruised? I'm like, you can't do anything.
And I'm like, but it was not a stunt scene, it was not a scene. So at the end of the day, I don't know how I survived. If I survived.
Yeah.
I meant me, Tim, survived.
I think that's my favorite part of the job is getting really physical. And I think because I'm such a physical person, about like having played a lot of sports and stuff like that, I need to be in my body. If I'm throwing things or fighting or yelling or I don't know, running around like a lunatic, that's just sort of my happy place. So when some stunts came in for Liccato, I mean, it was such an experience without giving anything away. I'll get buzzed, beeped out, I'm sure. But like stunt rehearsal, and I'm so stubborn. So they have like this professional MMA fighter come in to be my stunt girl. And I was like, hell no, I'm doing this myself. And it was sort of like, okay, wait, how do I hold myself? How do I stand? Why do I look like that? That's very awkward. Okay, I want to look tough. I want to make me be tough, and it's like hour 4, hour 5, hour, but super, super fun. Like, and the team, like everybody from the set decoration to, to our directors, to the lighting, everything makes the stunt look amazing, And
but to be honest, you guys were like totally bringing it. Like it was like just like the naked eye was like, it was really fantastic.
I was shaking.
Yeah.
After this one scene that we had, just some actors and some scene and some place, some show.
On some show.
I literally, when they called cut, I was like, yeah. It was really adrenaline filled, right? Like I crashed that night, and but it was so much fun, and I love the fact. Oh gosh, there's so much I want to say that I can't. I'll have to wait and tweet it out. Some fun facts.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when the episode airs.
The episode airs. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, I gotta stop for now.
I prefer the kissing scenes. Mental notes.
It's like note to Alex, right?
Yes, note to me. I'll take that into consideration. And just, I know that Allison didn't ask me, but I know you're all waiting to hear. I do my own stunts as well. This is my stunt. Sometimes I do this.
P.S. In case you don't know, and I don't even think she knows this, we all talk about when we get a script that Alex wrote. Because if you don't know, most of the sex, when Wynonna gets sexy, this one right here wrote it. As actors, we all panic, and when we know we're getting one of our episodes, it's like the first thing oh God, somebody's shirtless for sure, nobody's seen it. You know it's an Alex script, all actors like, oh shoot, oh frick, who's running for it? Everybody starts looking, who's naked, who's not, who's naked. That's sexy.
It's what the fans want, right?
So, yes. It's this one here, guys.
Now the truth comes out. I see how this works.
You're my favorite person in the world. Thank you for that great question. Again, like I said, I feel like I don't sound genuine. It was the greatest experience of my life. I've been a comic book fan my entire life. I'm so nerd that I make nerds not look like nerds about comic books. And Bo Smith is one of the most wonderful, gentle humans in the world, and he's also a lunatic. And we share the same brain, we love the same comic books, we love the same Western stuff. And it was kind of like the stunt thing in a way with the trust, because I was so nervous. I had all these ideas too. I was so ready. It's like, hey, this opportunity came up, and I'm like, I got this story, I got this bad guy, I got this thing, and there's and he's like, woo! That's like, but the trust was there. I knew that if I would screw up, Bo was there to catch me and make everything all right. And in the end of the day, we wrote a comic book together. We wrote 2 comic books together, and nothing will compete with it. And the special thing is, I think Bo felt the same thing. We really experienced something special together, and I think it's something that both of us would love to do again. And it's a surreal moment. Seeing my face on issue 4, when my real face was on a comic book, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like all honesty, like whatever happens, we're all gonna go. That's life, right? You can just tell everybody, that guy was good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, that's what it was. And then, but to see your name up there as a writer, it meant more to me, maybe, than acting, than anything. It was just, it meant so much. And it was really great to write Wynonna. It was, I felt really, really lucky.
The Earper back here. That's you.
Hi, I have a question for Tim. In addition to Wynonna Earp, what is your favorite Western and why?
I mean, it's funny. Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, is just pure perfection, but I don't understand right in the middle of that movie when it's just raindrops keep falling. For 5 minutes, though, but like they really just went for it. And I was like, as groovy as it was, I just didn't understand where it fit in. The old Sergio Leone movies, of course. There's so many. I mean, I of course had seen Tombstone.
Yeah.
Like, of course, everyone always asks me about Tombstone, and I knew who Doc Holliday was before this part came up. You know, I was in a cliche or a nerdy way. There was Destiny that played a big part of this. I've been watching Westerns since I was a kid. Also, I used to have some of the old Wynonna Earp comic books, which is cool because I've got to start recollecting them thanks to Bo, who gave me a couple because he's awesome like that. But it's very random that those books, because those were Silver Age comic books, these Wynonna Earp Westerns that I somehow ended up with as a kid. So it's so weird that everything kind of comes full circle in a way. But yeah, I've always loved Westerns. Probably, you know, Clint Eastwood's the man too.
I think, can I just say, Tim originally, if I remember correctly, auditioned for Dolls. Very different Dolls. And we looked at him, and he's been a favorite. You were one of my favorite characters right on Lost Girl.
Thanks for that.
Massimo.
Thanks.
I loved him. But as soon as we saw his audition for Dolls, we all looked at one another and went, Doc. We found our Doc. He wasn't even auditioning for Doc, and we knew we found our Doc because it was so clear from the very beginning that this was the only actor in the world who could actually play that role and be authentic about it. We love you too. He also grows one hell of a stash.
You in the awesome Chewbacca shirt.
Last year I was lucky enough to go to Wondercon, red carpet, saw the first 2 episodes of the year, months before they came out, and I was blown away. But the thing is really, I don't really know how to express it, but the fandom that was so quickly grown out of the series. So I was wondering if you could, like your reaction, from where there was nothing, there was so much.
It's like I said before, this is something that you're like me. We saw this whole thing because it's going to be so much bigger than anybody even understands, and I know that. I honestly, truly believe that today's Netflix no chill. But this is a Netflix show. You know, this is a binge-worthy show, and for us, like I said, unlike you, I experienced it from the beginning, and to watch it grow was special. I don't want to sound like I knew, but for me, it was so special being a part of it while we were filming, with a cast and crew that we all we got along so well, and we were learning. It's kind of like what we talked about this morning. By episode 6, we kind of discovered what we were doing, and because the first part, we were like, what the hell's going on? Who's a cowboy? What's the thing with the thing? The chicken dance guy is dying. You're like, what's happening? Once we started getting it and we got the tone of the show, you started feeling it. But for me, watching Melanie Scrofano, season 1, day in, day out, working together, just working with her and watching what she was doing, I'm like, really, that's something special. Wynonna is very special. All the other actors are amazing, but she's Wynonna Earp. I mean, if she doesn't bring it, I'm not sitting up here, you know what I mean? She's Wynonna, and she's very special, she's amazing. And it's kind of like the scenes, for me, Wynonna Earp is those scenes between Waverly and Wynonna. After everything's happened and things got blown up and when we did stunts and blah, 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 it's the two sisters having a little chit-chat about what they went through. And that's what this show is. And those moments were always so special. I kind of knew, like, this is something special. And the fact that people caught on, I was surprised, but at the same time, I was kind of like, yeah, this is the kind of thing that I would catch on to too, because it's special. And it's a magical time. And I think right now we're in that magical zone. It's just going to get bigger. And it's not, I think we should all try and hang out here. No matter what happens, we should just stay in Earp. Like, let's just stay Earpers forever, you know? No matter what happens.
What about Alex? How did you? Were you surprised that we built this amazing fandom that is full of win and awesome and positivity?
Yeah. Well, no, because I know from working with M on Lost Girl that there's definitely magic in that woman, and I'll follow that magic anywhere. She keeps telling me you have to create a show so I can finally sit back and you can do all the bloody work. But it's just so much fun to be part of the worlds that she creates. And so I was fairly confident that whatever she was going to do with Wynonna, whatever we were all going to do with Wynonna was going to be really special, not only when we were making it, but it was going to deliver something to people who I think need to have a voice, who deserve to have a voice. And we're so happy to hear back from everybody. You have no idea how much it means to us to hear your thoughts on it and to have conversations about the show and its themes and its characters. It's just amazing. So please keep talking to us. We love hearing from you, and we do actually take into account what people are saying. We listen, we really do, because this is what we're making it for. We're making it for you guys. We're not making it to be in a vacuum. We're not making it so we can show it to ourselves in our basement, pat ourselves in the back and go, well, aren't we amazing? No, we're making it.
But we do that too. So.
Kind of do, yeah. But we're making it for all of you guys. And so, the more you love it, the more that fuels us to just try and make something just as good the next year and the next year and the next year. So thank you all to all of you. It's been an amazing ride.
Kate, what do you think about it?
Oh gosh, I'm just sitting here trying not to cry. It's a pretty spectacular thing. What Tim is saying about watching Melanie work, and quite frankly, watching all the actors work. Season 1, I sort of popped in here and there just to spice things up and cool things off, and was really excited for that. And when started reading the treatment for season 2, I was like, oh my god! And to be more immersed in this show with these actors and these writers and the collaboration, and I mean, it's so rare. I talk like I've been in this industry forever. I've really only been doing it, moved to Toronto out of the classroom 6 years ago or 5 years ago. I've been lucky to work with on a lot of sets and a lot of people, a lot of great actors. But this show there's something about the heart of this show that is just, you instantly fall in love. You fall in love with everyone. You fall in love with your words you're saying. You fall in love with the people. You fall in love with the people who write you on Twitter and, share a thought. Because ultimately, we're all just human beings, right? On this floating rock in space. Like, really. I mean, we're all in this together. There's no hierarchy of who's more important than the other. We all have a heart and we all have a gift. And so I feel super, super blessed to have stepped into this family and to just watch masters at work as well,
There is something about shooting in Alberta too, which is my home province. And that really sort of brings home what you're talking about, Kate, because being there in the expansiveness of the mountains and the prairies, you just realize how alone we all are in a way, but how being together as a twosome or a threesome and onward, how that just makes us so much stronger. And so it's just delicious to shoot out there.
I've come to realize that everybody that works on the show and everybody that's in the show are fans of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're all fans of the show too, and so whenever we find out anything, it's like we have like, you know, we'll go to lunch or dinner or whatever and be like, oh my god, did you read this episode, and can you believe that, and oh my gosh, like that's what we sound like. We're ridiculous. But, you know, I think that comes through, you know, also, you know, as like, you know, because we all really love the show, and everybody like just gets along great, and it's just one big, I know it sounds like super silly, but like we are just like one big happy family, and it's been an honor for me, especially this season, to be up there the whole time and be able to be with everybody and experience that. It's been really awesome. So. Any other questions?
Don't even think about it.
Maybe.
I will say this about season 2, and I don't care what happens.
Oh, really?
Bring it on. And it's about these guys right here. The lovely lady sitting right next to me. These guys are so amazing this year. Everything gets dealt with in ways that are mind-numbingly. There's nothing that's not. It's all there. It's all coming, and more than you could possibly. And like, there'll be new fan favorites. As a fan, I just read the final episode. I was like I think Dom and I were the last two to read it, or Mel and I. We didn't want to know anything. It's
we think you might like this next season, just a little bit. And if you want to obsess over this trailer I cut, it's going to be on E! Online. It should be up by now. Yes. So yeah, it's kind of fun, right? Does anybody have any questions? I think we probably have time for one or two more. You go ahead.
So in July, you guys hadn't gotten word about season 2 as a band. It was in the middle of Comic-Con, and you guys got the call, and you guys were all together like having lunch or dinner.
We kind of planned telling them that way. Like we knew like the week before, but like we wanted to like actually just tell them as a surprise.
yeah, thanks. It's not like we were waiting. Nobody cared to know that.
Can you guys tell us what it was like to get that call and find out that season 2 was approved?
Yeah, we were really nervous. You know, we were all together and we were at San Diego. It was my first time in San Diego. If you know anything about me, being at San Diego Comic-Con last year might have been something to me. So there was so much going on, and I was just firing on like, this is amazing, but at the same time, underneath me, I needed to know. I was like, you better take that at Sunrise. She's mad about what I said about that. There was like this empty part of me too, because I just want to find out if we just want to do this so badly. Please let it be good news. Let it be good news. And when we found out, we literally found out an hour before we did that panel. That panel was one of the most special things for just us, for everyone there, because it was so genuine. We just found out. We get to do what we love again and do it all over again. And you just saw like 5 people just like, yes, what's happening? What are we talking to people when we found out? And like all we cared about was that we're gonna get to do this again. I'm gonna, like in my brain, I'm like, I'm gonna get to put that hat on again. I'm gonna get to put my gun in again. I'm gonna get, a mustache makes sense with a hat and guns. Like, walking around like this, I'm like the ultimate hipster. I'm not that hip. So it also was like, yes, now the mustache makes sense again. It was really special. Let's not do that again. Let's just, guys, give us some news.
It wasn't my decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right over here.
If you had to choose any famous gunslinger to be on the show, who would you choose? And that's for everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Calamity Jane.
You gotta get some more ladies in there, don't you think?
You know what's so funny is that my first like gut instinct reaction was Sarah Connors. I like that second. She's not.
Okay, that would be kind of
She's
rad.
a gunslinger. She's not a gun. That's my
We
answer.
know her. We could do that.
She does sling guns.
I know. Final answer. Sticking with it.
It's a very special mashup.
Oh gosh. My idol.
I think we should do some sort of reenactment of the OK Corral this time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wynonna Earp comes and saves the day instead of Wyatt. So.
What do you think about that? What do you think?
Probably one more question. I'll do you, because I saw you first. We are working on that, so stay tuned. And I know I've said that a number of times. I honestly had a phone call this last week about that. So yeah, we're working on it. So probably something that would be available summer or fall is what I'm thinking.
With special features?
Yes.
Hey, you just snuck that question in. Sneakster.
So, well, I probably could take one more actually.
Wing.
Do you want to go?
Come on.
What's your question?
So on the show, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of outtakes that happen. What's your funniest moment on the show that kept the entire crew laughing pretty much all day?
Do you remember? So I don't even know if I can. So there was one.
I'm not saying nothing.
I gotta say.
This one I say nothing.
All I have to tell you.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
All I have to tell you is that it was a really serious scene. It was taking us forever. You know, lots of players. Do you guys remember this day? Do you remember this day?
I'm not talking.
Let's just say a gun went off that wasn't supposed to go off, pointed at the person that it wasn't supposed to be pointed at, and even the person shooting the gun was surprised while the cameras were rolling, and everybody sort of stopped, and it was sort of a... And then the entire set bursts out laughing because no one knew. It was sort of pointed at the wrong person at the wrong time and the wrong person holding the gun. And I can't, it's not a very good story because you don't know who I'm talking about.
I'll make sure and ask everybody about it when I do the UPK.
Yeah.
And then we can have it on a special feature.
Yeah. It's classic.
First, congratulations again on your GLAAD award and what you guys did tonight.
Thank you.
You chat anything from past career or school records would be hard asking this about
Absolutely. Actually, my dad was a cop as well, and wanted me to be a cop. And, you know, so I sort of have that military father figure that I grew up with. I don't know if anyone out there has that father, the same father. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I did. I channeled Miss Drummond on her worst day with the worst kids ever. You know, probably provincial testing day or something, like report card day or interview day or anything administrative day. Yeah, but I did. I definitely, and I channeled a few coaches in there as well, so. Thank you for the question. Did I answer it well? Did I pass?
I want to just tell you that, you know, just from my own opinion and whatnot, how special all of you are to us and how important you are to us. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a season 2.
100%.
100%.
No chill.
No chill.
We wouldn't also probably be on Space this season in Canada, which is a huge, huge deal. Because now all of Canada can watch Wynonna Earp. But you know, I have to also give Bonnie and Kevin and Bridget their props for basically like being the third piece of that puzzle and really the X factor that kind of got us over the top and helped get the word out that we exist. So I want to just thank you guys for coming, And I hope that you had a good time. And we're doing a signing down at the IDW booth from 1 to 3 with all these fine people. So if you want to come by and buy a comic and get something signed, please do. Thanks, guys.